Go.
Hi guys and welcome back to Learn Golf with Cassie. Today we're going to be working out my handicap because I'm going to be having a competition, and then hopefully once we work this out, me and Coach Dad can have like a match and he'd have a chance against me. So yeah, we're going to work out the World Handicap thing. Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so just to show you what her game looks like, here's a par 5. Her driving's been pretty good, been getting better and better this year, longer and longer with her new clubs. That's her hybrid, the Titleist TS hybrid, twice in a row. This is quite a long par 5. She's at the back, and then a nice little short game shot and a tap in for a nice par 5 on the par 5. Okay, so to try to work out the handicap, I'm going to use golfsoftware.com, which is the handicap system we use with my golf club. And you can see at the top here that the handicap is based on 20 scores, or with a minimum of 5 needed. And if you haven't got 20 scores, it tells you how many you discard based on the number that you do have. So if you've got 16, you discard 8. Okay, so you discard the highest ones. Here is my last 20 rounds. You can see the variation at the far end. The lowest variation is the ones you keep. You throw away or discard. In the case of 20 rounds, the highest 10 rounds get discarded. So the ones in green here are the rounds which are not being discarded in my set of data. So you can see obviously there's the adjusted scores, gross scores, which are the ones that we count for when we're doing handicaps. An adjusted score is when you have, say for example, for my handicap level, the maximum I can have is a double bogey. So if I have any score over a double bogey, the score gets maxed out at double bogey. So for example, at the top of their National Garden, and a 79 is the score that I got adjusted. If there were any scores above a double bogey, they would have been dropped. Okay, so the next part is the scratch par, and this is basically the score which a scratch player would be expected to complete the round in. If it's a par 72 and the scratch score is 70.5, that means the scratch level player would be able to shoot a 70.5 on this course. So it's a little bit easier than the actual par given on the card. And then the third part along is the T difficulty, and this refers to the difficulty of the course. If it's a very difficult hole, a difficult course, it might be 1.150. If it's an easy course, it might be less than 1, something like 0.952. And so your handicap variation is reflected by the difficulty of the course. So the first thing you need is to know the variation of each of the course you played on, your handicap variation. Here we go, there's 8.5, 10.5, 7.5, etc. And sometimes, depending on the difficulty of the course, you could hit 78 and get a worse variation if you hit a 74. And that has happened if you're playing an easy course. So you need to know the variation of the course based on the difficulty. Okay, so let's take a look at how to calculate that. It's basically the adjusted gross score minus the scratch par, and then divide that by the T difficulty of the course. Okay, so we've got all the variations for my 20 scores and taken the top 10. You take them, the top 10, add them together there. It gives you a total score, and then you divide that by the number. That gives you an average score, and then that average score is multiplied by 96%, so multiplied by 0.96. And that gives you your final iCap handicap. And for me, at the moment, it's 5.8. Pretty normal for these to go up a little bit over the winter, because you start knocking out your lower scores that perhaps you scored during the summer. So you'll find that most people's variation goes up a little bit during the winter and then get back a little bit during the summer when the conditions are playing a bit easier. So now we've done that, hopefully you understand the basics. let's work out how we would do Cassie's score. So you can see here that I've got the information for Jade Golf and Country Club. We're taking off the ladies' tees, so we have the scratch par, and we've got the tee difficulty that's been worked out for me by the golf course. Now I just need to input that into a spreadsheet for each golf course, and we can work out the variance for each golf course and each round that Cassie has played. From there we can work out her handicap. So as we switch to the Darwin golf course information, you can see the scratch par has gone up to a higher number, as has the tee difficulty. So this should be a more difficult hole for Cassie to play, and that's been proved with her scores. And so here are her scores from last year. She needs to discard 8 of her highest scores, so I'm only counting the yellow ones here. Her score on the left, the scratch, tee difficulty, gives you the variance. So you can see the last few weeks she's had some nice low variances, and so when we put that into her handicap calculation, we will get an idea of actually what her level of golf is at the moment. And drum roll please, what's her handicap? It is 25.23.
So as you can see, my handicap is 25.2, and that was like, I guessed when my dad came in and asked me what I thought it would be. I said about 26, and I was really close, so yeah.
You played really well this year, Cass, and really that 25 is going to come rocketing down. Next year we should be in the teens.
Okay, so thanks for watching this video, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up button and bye!